Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob Dagate, and it's now my pleasure to introduce Parish President Gordon Dove, who's joining us via phone. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. President.
Thank you for having me, Jacob.
All right. With the increase in numbers due to the Delta variant, that we seem to be going at a pace that rivals anything that we've had in the past. Can you tell us where we are today in the positivity rate in Terrebonne Parish?
Right. To date, we've had 14,738 positive, and we have that puts us with the numbers today. We're 19.3% positivity rate, which is very high, and we're 30.34% vaccinated. From yesterday, we had 172 new cases, which that's extremely high. 40 or 50 is high. 172 is extremely high. So we had 172 new cases since yesterday, and unfortunately 2 deaths. That brings our death total up to 223. And we have 78 people hospitalized, 9 on vent, and 18 in ICU, which is Terrebonne and Chabert Hospital. And of course, that's just high numbers. I mean, it's really spiraling out of control.
Yeah, it seems to be. I don't know if there's an end in sight, but what is your message out there to the people who are still on the fence about getting the vaccine?
Well, there's hundreds of millions of people that have taken it in the United States, and I think it's 3 billion throughout the world. And, it's very safe. I've taken both shots. My family's taken it. My granddaughter, who's old enough, has taken it. And of course, that was up to their mamas and, my daughters, and they made the decision to take them. And, this variant it will kill you, and it'll make you very, very sick. And, 90% of the people in the hospital are people who did not take the shot. And if you took the shot, you could still catch it, but it's most people it's very uneventful. A few, like anybody else, a few people they got pretty sick, but it's very few and far in between. The majority of people are getting it, don't even realize they get it. They've got it unless they get tested. So, there's no doubt about it. These shots work, but it's. This is America. It's up to each individual to decide whether they want to take it or not. But the doctor, if you talk to any doctor, and he'll tell you to take it. So if we're going to whip this thing, we need immunity, and we need herd immunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way we can get back to normal. Now, you mentioned all the people in the hospital, and you mentioned people hesitant about taking the vaccine. Are anybody in the hospital actually because of the vaccine? Because I haven't heard of anybody actually being hospitalized because of the vaccine, at least around here before.
No. I took it. I didn't have any side effects. My wife did, and most of all my children, except my daughter who's pregnant, she did not take it, but she had the COVID, and she chose not to take it, and I understand that. Or if you have a sickness, you would definitely want to get with your doctor on that. But if you're healthy, everyone I've known that's taken it has not had any kind of problems, and a couple of them felt a little bad for a few hours, and then it was over with.
Sure. Now, as far as the parish workers out there, have you dealt with any widespread issues of COVID going through the employees or anything like that you've had to deal with?
We've had some employees, but as you know, the government towers is employees only, and we did that a few weeks actually before anyone else. I chose to go ahead and when I say lockdown, not allow outsiders into the government towers, but remember, we have 3 windows for when it was a bank. We have 3 windows under the parking garage. So we've been operating a year with these windows, and it really works well if you got something to drop off, and they'll return it right back. So it's worked well. So I went back to that, Of course, we decontaminating all the buildings, the courthouse annex, police stations, along with the government towers and other buildings. The Bayou Towers, we never did stop decontaminating because of the elderly in there. So, we're doing everything humanly possible, but people have got to take the shot, and we get enough shots in there because it's, there are all reports of I know I understand a 40-year-old had died from the COVID, and I mean it's so it's not only for the old elderly,
Yeah, and I know, and then we have the the Congressman-elect Letlow, whose wife is now in Congress. He was young, seemed to be in well health, and you just never know on how it can affect you. And even if you get it once, that second time might be different. But the more protection you have, I guess, is the better.
Well, look at Bagala. He got elected, and he ended up dying from it.
Sure. Sure. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We're about out of time, but again, thank you for taking the time, and we wish you well.
Hey, thank you, Jacob, and thank you all for staying on top of it.
All right. You're welcome very much. Okay. Stay tuned for more right here on HTV. We'll continue to have COVID coverage for you and give you the new numbers routinely as we deal with this new Delta variant. Stay tuned.